Good evening, viewers. On Deep Talks, virtual reality of love life and experiences, we are having an amazing soul from Arizona with us, telling us more about healthy living and lifestyle. And on this special episode, where Christmas is approaching and the countdown to New Year has begun, Gurleen Khokhar, a mental health expert, would love to share her own tips on this show tonight with Cheryl Meyer, and our co-host Srishti Sharma is going to introduce this beautiful soul who has taken out her precious time to be with us and share her lovely, lovely experiences. Let's join hands and celebrate this conversation. And also, if you like this video, do share, comment, and also do ask us questions because your love is what we like and your comments is what we yearn for. Because every episode, we are looking forward for new people to join us and also share their happiness with others. So let's have Srishti introducing Cheryl Meyer, who's all the way taking out her time for being on this wonderful show. Thanks a lot, Srishti. Thanks a lot, Cheryl, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Good
you.
evening and welcome, everyone. It is my honor to introduce to you our guest for tonight, Miss Cheryl Meyer. Miss Cheryl Meyer is an award winning author, international bestseller, health coach, speaker, local TV host, and a guest podcaster. She has a bachelor's degree from UC Berkeley and is a certified health coach from IIM. Miss Cheryl has her own podcast, It Feels Good to Feel Good, Future Proof Your Health, which airs on RHGTV Voice America. She also has a local TV show on community television KGEM in Monrovia, California. Miss Cheryl also writes articles in numerous magazines, including Brains Magazine and International Digital Magazine, where she was named a Brains 500 Influential Leader for 2020. Battling with an autoimmune disease herself, Miss Cheryl realized that eliminating toxins helped her reverse her pain. So she now helps others with chronic illness make lifestyle changes that will improve their health. She believes that toxins are everywhere, impacting your health and the health of your children. Eliminate the toxins now. Don't wait until you get sick and tired, as it's all about toxic load. Each toxin that is eliminated is one step closer to health. She specifically works with clients with chronic illness, giving them hope and helping them find solutions. She's a strong believer that it's never too late to start healthy habits. She also encourages healthy people to adopt healthier habits so that they grow old with their cognizance, which is vital for their entire life. You can contact her through her website, cherylmhealthnews.com, or email her at cherylmhealthnews@gmail.com. At this juncture, I also feel honored to introduce you with Dr. Gurleen Khokhar, a noble soul and a renowned psychologist. She has conducted countless interviews with celebrated dignitaries prominent in their respective fields from all across the globe. Deep Talks is a mental health initiative started by Dr. Gurleen Khokhar to break barriers and to express and never forget the original self, which usually gets lost in achievements. Today, in this episode of Deep Talks, we have with us Miss Cheryl to share her wonderful life experiences. I invite you all to enjoy this terrific and inspiring conversation. I am sure that you will relish this beautiful talk and will also participate in it by commenting, liking, and sharing it with all your loved ones. Here, I would also like to mention that the contents of the channel doesn't intend to harm anyone's sentiments or feelings and doesn't have any intentions to hurt any religion, caste, creed, gender, or sex. With this, I leave the virtual stage of communication open to the public and ma'am for leading the way up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Srishti, for a wonderful introduction. And it's amazing to have you here with us. Good evening, Cheryl. This becomes a special episode with you, and I hope that you enjoy the conversation with us as much as I would enjoy with you. Thanks a lot for taking out your time and sharing your experiences with us soon. So, how does it feel to be the woman who's doing so much good in the health sector after knowing your autoimmune disease? We would love to know your life and how your change in your life made you who you are today.
Well, no one's more surprised than I am that I'm talking about health. I had my own jewelry business, and as I shared with you, I traveled the world. I designed jewelry for major in the United States, Macy's, J.C.
Yes,
Penney, Target, all of them.
yes.
And I was
Fantastic.
working 24/7 and not paying any attention to my own self-care. I went 1 year to Asia 10 times, but then I would come home and
Oh,
go to the East Coast from California and sometimes return the same day to see
oh
customers.
my God.
And it caught up with me. I wasn't paying attention to how I was eating. I wasn't moving and doing exercise. My friends had started pulling me aside to tell me my stress was out of control. And
Yes.
I had all kinds of signs that toxic load was building in my body, but they went past my eyes so quick I didn't even stop to think about them until the 2x4 came down and hit me in the head, and I couldn't get out of bed. And so I went to a conventional doctor in Los
Okay.
Angeles, and she ran 4 rounds of tests and came back to me and said, "There's nothing wrong with you. I want you to seek mental therapy, but I'm going to give you steroids." And I said, "Why would I take steroids if there was nothing
Yes,
wrong with me?" So I was
true.
lucky. I had a team that had been with me for 20 years. I turned my business over to them and I dug in. And I had an angel's hand on my back. I tripped into what's called
Fantastic.
functional medicine. And functional medicine in the United States, the doctor that I ended up finding 2 years later has her medical degree from Yale, but most functional doctors got sick and could not help themselves.
Oh
So at the
God.
time, they were running 19 symposiums, multiple doctors, and I listened to all 19, and there were certain themes that kept coming up. I probably had autoimmune disease. Ends up,
Oh
I
my
got it
gosh.
verified 2 years later. I probably had something called leaky gut. Okay, had no clue what
Okay.
that was, wrote it down. I probably was struggling with something called toxic load. That made
My
sense to
God.
me. And
Yes.
so I found the EWG.org database, and I know
Yes.
Indians have also been struggling with lots of toxins. And
Toxic
I
load.
looked up everything that I could that was in my immediate environment in the EWG.org database and then traded it out for lower toxic items. It
My
took
God.
5 years, but at
Oh
the
my
end
God.
of the 5 years, I no longer had pain. I had found my
Wonderful.
own functional doctor, and I once again was no
Ah,
longer disrupted with my
yes.
life. But I
Yes.
started meeting women everywhere. I was in the grocery store, in the dental office, everywhere that were in the same place that I had been in 5 years earlier, where they were
Fantastic.
frustrated and lonely and sick and did not understand what was going wrong with their body. And I decided that okay, at the time I was 67, I'm about to turn 73. I was going to go back to school to get certified as a health coach so that I would have some credibility to talk
Some
about all the
credibility.
things I had learned. And
Yes.
so when I graduated from IIN, they asked if I wanted to write a book. I had kept everything organized in file folders, and that book literally wrote itself. I started in November, I finished mid-January, and it's almost 500 pages long. And it's the
Wonderful.
whole chronicle of what I did as a layperson to find out
Yes.
what was wrong with my health. And then now I'm out speaking about it. I have since written a second book. My two books together have won 24 awards.
Fantastic. Now that's incredible. So, how did you pick up writing? Do you think it's a great way of portraying your inner desires, inner wishes to people? Because people usually have a habit of reading. And over the years, even I feel that once you read something, it gets an imprint in the mindset, and people start following and building new changes and also new habits people have in their lifestyle is because of the habit of reading. So over the years, as a psychologist, I practice writing strengths and weaknesses. I keep telling my clients so that's the first step you can take towards a healthy lifestyle. Do you really think that we in modern times are looking after our health as much in the yesteryears people used to look after their health? We are not
No,
catering to our self care, which is very important. Like you said, that I never cared when I was doing my jewelry business, and it's fantastic that now you're looking after your health and inspiring many souls who want to improve their health. And I think there's one thing that I would like to ask you. There has to be an inner voice or an initiation. So how did you get that hope to improve your health? Was it that jerk when you thought that, okay, getting this autoimmune disease? Somebody told you and you were trying to research on that and you found out, okay, now I have to work on myself. Was that the ray of
no.
hope for you to write down many books? And yes,
Actually, it was because my mother got ill before I did and died of a very rare disease that no one knew anything about. And the internet was new. I got on the internet, was reading medical journals, and ended up knowing more than the people who were specialists in what she had, which was called multiple system atrophy. And so I knew if I could
okay,
find all of that for her, telling me that I was going to be sick for the rest of my life and on steroids was not going to cut it, because I knew that if I
was not.
dug in, I would find out what was wrong with me. So I started with the belief that if I researched and I owned my own health, I was going to be able to find out what my problems were. And so I did. But
Yes,
most people, at least here in the United States, we tend to give all our power to our medical doctor. And it
medical
ends
doctors,
up
yes,
they have no background or very little in nutrition. They get less than half a
yes,
day. And so we
yes,
just give them all our power. Take back your power. Yes, we need our doctors. Yes, we need to partner with them. I partner with my
yes.
functional doctor. We have 40-minute appointments where I research, she researches, we get together, we come up with a
Put
strategy,
it
and then
together.
I leave her and I
Yes.
implement. But I'm doing a lot of my own work and come up with my own ideas that I run by her, because that's how I've
Yes.
gotten well, and she's my partner. She is not my dictator.
Wow, that's incredible because that's what you've stated. She's your partner. Like some people treat others not as good as you are stating it. You should always treat the person whom you're working with as a partner, and that's how the growth happens. So you also have a Bachelor of Arts from UC Berkeley and a health coach from IIN. So we would love to know your journey as a health coach, some experience as a health coach where somebody came to you and said, because of you, we are living a better life. And because of you, Cheryl, we are improving each day and we found an angel in disguise. So we would love to know one such client of yours or an experience of yours being a health coach. It
Well,
would
I
be
have been
really
running
great.
classes on how to eat.
Yes.
And I call it
Okay.
Ditch the SAD, which is the standard American diet, and Stop Eating Crap, which is carbonated,
Yes.
refined, artificial, processed. I ran 3 classes
Yes.
last year. I'm going to run one starting at end of January this year. I got a testimonial from somebody that when she started in the class, number one, she did not think she was going to be able to stay away from sugar, which, believe it or not, is an
Sure.
addiction. So if you break
Yes.
the hold of the chemicals, the toxins, and the sugar on your body, it's easy to ditch that diet. She was afraid to go asleep at night because she thought she was going to die before it was time to get up.
Oh
She
my
had
God.
all kinds of health problems. Her blood pressure was super high. Her cholesterol was off the chart. She was diabetic. And in 4 short weeks, she learned a whole new way to eat real food. I'm a huge believer in eating all the colors of the rainbow and eating them close
Yes.
together, as close to the farm as possible so that we get them right when they're picked. Her whole
True.
body changed. She lost 2 inches around her arm where she puts her blood pressure cuff. She started
That's
feeling
so
like a
good.
happy, whole person again. And it was all because of food. And what's great about doing it in a class is we do it in a community and everybody supports everybody else. So we meet once a week.
Yes.
I do a new module and I teach them new tips that I learned to turn my own health around. And then we meet through the week on a Facebook page and we support each other. And that's what you need to do to change your life. None of us
Yes.
go this alone. We need other people
Yes.
in our life, and
True.
community is the most important aspect of health.
Exactly, exactly. You are an award-winning author, Cheryl, and international bestseller. I mean, a health coach, a speaker. You appear on your local TV host. You are a guest podcaster. So, tell us something about how did you start your own podcast, and also the name of your podcast. What made you drive down to keep a name of your podcast, and how do you feel that in these days, podcast as a medium of communication is helping people to reach out to a lot many more, where you can share your experiences and bring happiness to people's life.
Well, my first book is called It Feels Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again. So it was a
Yes,
natural for me to call my podcast It Feels Good to Feel Good, but I don't only want to talk to people who are sick. I want to talk to everybody. So the second part
yes,
of it is future proof your health. And my podcast is in two parts. I talk just about health, like I did 3 podcasts just on the liver, what the liver does, how to eat for the liver, and what supplements will help the liver. Because the liver is something we don't even think about, but it impacts every other organ in our
true,
body. So I do solo
very
podcasts,
important.
and then the other half are Tell Me Your Story, where I talk to people
Yes,
who, like me, got sick, owned it, and did everything they could do to change their lifestyle to come back to wellness. So I've talked to people with cancer. I've talked to people with heart disease. I've talked to people who were bipolar, people who were depressed and found out that if they eat real whole foods and they eat the rainbow, it improves their mood, and they evened out
mood.
what their problems
Yes,
were. Anything that you might be struggling with, I might have talked to somebody who is struggling with that too. And the podcasts
yes.
are an hour, and I do them to bring other people hope. And I love doing them. I love talking to other people who refuse to have a life of pain and pills.
Fantastic. There are a lot of comments coming in from Geeta Sharma. Children, especially, are eating very unhealthy food. She's writing bad eating habits are a result of the loss of time to pay attention to eating, as it's not considered an important task in the fast life. And Srishti also joins in by stating depression is very common these days. It's one of the reasons people don't feel like eating. So, yes, we are having someone who is talking about eating habits and much more than that. Now, she has her own podcast on RHGTV Voice America. And it's
And I did
wonderful
4
that
on
she says
children, by the
through
way.
her book,
I did
yes,
4
foreign children,
podcasts
and
on
it feels
children.
good to feel good. Yes,
I'm
that's fantastic
concerned,
because it's the future. Children are future of the nation and of the globe, and it feels good to feel good, future proof your health. Her books, and she also has a local TV show on community television, my dear viewers, in Monrovia, CA, USA on KGEM. Also, she writes articles in various magazines, including Brains Magazine, international digital magazines, where she was named a Brains 500 influential leader for 2020. So we would
and
love to
yesterday
know
I was named a
how.
500 for 2021. Thank you.
Fantastic. Now that's an incredible achievement. At the age of 73, she is going great guns, inspiring a lot many other ladies. I'm sure gentlemen also would be watching this, and the ones who are watching this will come to know how healthy eating habits can actually improve your lifestyle. And why not start from this new year onwards? It's a Christmas is coming and New Year is coming, so let's adapt to some healthy habits and offer ourselves a self-care routine which will build up for good, and we will live and age gracefully, as is what you say. So I would love to know one of your articles which you've written where you feel that has been very close to your heart and mind, and you one article that you would still want to write, and something that still strikes your mind and you haven't written so far about it.
Well, actually, you can go to my blog on my website and read a lot of my articles. And you're right that I am trying to get to moms because in this country, 54% of our children have chronic illness. And I find that ridiculous. My second book has an entire section on
Ridiculous.
how to raise healthy children. I have 4 podcasts on children on Voice America. And I just
Children.
wrote an article at the end of last week for a friend who has figured out How to Help Dyslexic Children Learn How to Read in 2 weeks or Less. She's putting out a magazine, and I
Yes,
wrote about the connection
yes,
between food and brain power, and how if we would only start
yes.
feeding them real phytonutrients, we can improve their situation to be able to and create an environment in their own body to learn. And that'll get published probably
Fantastic.
end of January. There's a
Yes,
connection between
I
all
did
of
see
this.
that. Yes, I did see that on your Facebook, and that's how it felt so inspirational because I don't think so. Somebody is doing so much of research on, eating habits, lifestyles, how food can actually be, improving our hormones also because ladies go through a lot of phases in life. Sunil Kaushal, a very good evening to you, ma'am. She has joined in. She is a gynecologist. She says wrong lifestyle and unhealthy foods are the main reason of growing diseases today. Very right, ma'am.
Bingo.
She's going to be coming next, and her birthday is coming on Christmas, so she's going to be a guest. But that's great that you have joined us. And she says, uh, gut health affects the whole body.
Right.
Yes,
That's where
definitely, ma'am.
leaky gut came in. I had to heal
Yes,
my
that's
gut. Leaky gut
yes,
leads
yes.
right to inflammation, which leads right to chronic disease.
Yes, it's very important. You're talking about toxins, that toxins are everywhere in the environment, which is impacting the health of our children. So, how do you eliminate the toxins by taking small initial steps? So, how can we or our viewers start their routine in a healthy manner? We would love to have some tips from you,
You
Cheryl.
have to break the addiction to
Yes,
processed and fast food. There is
yes,
nothing in processed and fast food for your body to operate on. And it doesn't really take that long. You can break it in maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And once you break it, then you don't ever eat it again. You walk, I don't know what your grocery stores are like, but you walk the perimeter of the grocery stores in the United States. You stay away from anything that has an ingredient that you don't know what it is, or which is something like natural flavorings. I don't know what natural flavorings are to you,
yes,
or something that you can't pronounce. You just don't put it in your body because your body doesn't know what it is any more than you do. And then you start to go to the farm, to farmers markets, you get CSA boxes, you go to a co-op, you start buying real food and you buy them in all the colors because this magic that happens in your body when you eat the entire range of color and put them in your body. I also just did a podcast about chakras.
yes,
Chakras are energy. We can actually eat to balance our chakras by eating the same color of food where we're out of balance in our energy vortexes in our body
yes.
to create health. It's all interconnected. The whole world and universe is interconnected partly through color. And so I am a huge believer in the rainbow. Everybody in my private group laughs at me because I talk about it all the time, but
No,
it's
that's
that
fantastic. I
important.
have heard this concept for the very first time, rainbow. So, my dear viewers who are joining us and the ones who will be liking us later for watching this beautiful conversation which we're having, she says, grow old with healthy habits and have this as a vital gift to your own life, my dear viewers. And if you have to actually read about her, do go to her website, CherylMHealthMuse.com. I will just flash it soon. Geeta Sharma is stating she's joined us. She says this is a misconception that healthy food is not
But
tasty.
that's because your taste buds have been
Yes,
changed by the
yes,
chemicals in processed food. When you get the and you break the addiction, you get your buds back.
true.
And when you get your taste buds back, real food starts tasting really good. It also
Yeah,
lights up all the great hormones in your brain that make you feel good. Serotonin is mostly made in the gut. It connects directly to the brain. You can improve your entire mood by eating the 20,000 phytonutrients in real food, and we need them. We don't
incredible.
need any of the chemicals that are in
Yes,
processed food. We need real
true.
food.
So that's an amazing thing that you have. I'm sure that you must have lost a few kilos after practicing eliminating toxins and being a lot more radiant than you were before in your life.
I had
I'm
no
seeing.
energy before. I've lost 65 pounds without dieting.
Oh, fantastic! Now that
I
is something
only eat
phenomenal.
real food. Yeah, because
That's
I
good.
don't want it. I don't want all that old icky food anymore.
Exactly, exactly. So that was your step towards a healthy living, a better life. There are a lot many people who have joined us in this conversation. Rehmat Tanzila shares so session for the foodies. Very right. She says, good evening to both of us. Garvit Sachdeva says, yes, if we decide to stay away from unhealthy food, there is nothing that compels us to eat unhealthy stuff. A wonderful thought.
And your
Thanks
body
a lot.
starts to talk to you.
Yes,
It'll tell you, I don't feel good. Why did you eat that? I
yes.
ask myself every morning when I get up and I look in the mirror, how do you feel today? And if I don't feel good, I adjust immediately because I probably ate something yesterday that didn't agree with me. I don't
Exactly.
ever want to go back there.
Exactly, that's all right. So, do you believe that in America there's a lot of obesity, and in India also it's picking up fast because people don't want to work. They don't want to do hard work. They don't want to get up physically. They're joining gyms and everything. Due to the gym culture has picked up, they want to do physical exercises there. They are, nutritionists and dietitians now. They are everywhere. You can see these kind of professions rising. So, what do you have to say about these kind of people who are going to gyms and having a diet and still feeling that they are not losing their weight and still coming back and having more kgs on them, more food and everything and more fat coming their way.
I
Do you
don't
have
think
some?
that you can lose weight just by movement, but you
Yes.
have to move to be healthy. So they're interrelated. It starts, in my opinion, with food and then stress. You have to learn how to rebreathe again. You have to release your stress by learning breathing exercises and doing
Wonderful.
yoga and doing
Wonderful.
things that mindset and mindfulness, all of that is important. Movement, food, mindfulness, and then sleep. There was a
Yes.
study that came out of Berkeley last year that we must get 7+ hours of quality sleep every night because that too interrupts
Yes.
the body and causes disease. So if you do all those things, I believe in getting out into nature and taking
Wonderful.
walks so that we're
Wonderful.
healthy because that's an important part of releasing stress. Laughter is part of health.
Part
It's
of health.
impossible to hear somebody laughing and not join with them.
Yes.
So there's
Very true.
many pillars to health. Gratitude is
Yes.
huge. I write down
So
3 things that I'm grateful for every morning.
wonderful. So there's Rehmat Tanzila who stated, I heard your stress accumulates the fats in your lower abdomen. Is that true? Belly
Yes.
fat is the reason of stress. So she's asking you, is belly fat the reason of stress? Yes, definitely. I think
Well,
we will
stress is
agree
a
with.
reason for belly fat, not necessarily the other way around. And the reason is all the toxins have to go through the liver. Stress interrupts every organ in your body. So when your liver can't keep processing all the toxins, it starts to stuff it in your fat, and your fat starts to grow across your gut. When I got
Oh,
sick, my cortisol was so low I was almost to something called Addison's disease. And it was
okay.
all, you could see it. I had a huge
Yes,
gut. And you can see it. Yes,
yes.
it does accumulate, but that doesn't cause the stress. Our lifestyle causes the stress.
Yeah,
So if you take
lifestyle.
care of your stress, you start to create a healthier body.
That's so fantastic. Sunil Kaushal has really liked your rainbow palette. Let your plate look like a rainbow. And she agrees. She says, eat locally grown food and try to eat the way your parents and grandparents ate. The
Yes.
food that grows in your local land is the food meant for you. Very right, Sunil Kaushal, ma'am. Very right. That's what we are all talking about. So, do you believe that people who are eating the junk food, because younger lot and the younger generation, see, I've seen you airing podcasts on children and I've been following you and we met through Facebook. So I would love to know uh, how are children getting impacted with the lifestyle of the parents, and what are they learning in the daycare systems, and what are they learning in the schools where something is going wrong majorly. It starts from the home. They say the schooling starts
Right.
from the home. It begins from where parents teach their kids how to eat, the habits of having breakfast, morning breakfast. How is it important, and how much importance breakfast holds for the body, and how to eat the lunch and how to eat the dinner. Are these things being taught really well at home, or
No.
the
And parents are even resistant to it. When I post on 7 local pages. I
Yes,
posted about Halloween candy, and mothers thought I was judging them. I'm not judging them, but don't give them all that sugar. It's not good for them. Make healthy treats out of quality food. And if you
yes,
get down low and you explain to your child and you take them food shopping with them and you let them pick something from each color of the rainbow out in the real plant world and then help you make food, your child will adopt it because children are little pitchers. They do what their parents do. So it starts with the parent teaching the child the importance of eating the rainbow and make it fun on the plate. Make little faces on the plate so that they're inspired to eat the food
yes.
on their plate. But it's
So
got to
you
be
do
real
believe,
food.
yes, you do believe that we can have alternative ways to attract the kids by drawing visuals so that it attracts them and we can actually teach them the healthy lifestyle and healthy habits that lead to a better living. And that's so
And teach them
fantastic.
how to read labels. I
Yes,
even heard, I've talked to mothers who say their child before can read is taking their finger along the can label because they are wanting to show that they know that something on that label is important. And then when they can read, they know what they don't want to put in their mouth because they know what they can't pronounce and they know what they don't know what it is. And so
yeah.
if you talk to your child and you include them and you eat with them, especially for breakfast and dinner, so that they mimic you, they will
You,
grow
yes.
up with healthier habits.
Such an important point here that we can be the role models for our children. We can be the role models, even if you don't have kids. If you see kids around who are eating unhealthy food, we can be the role models by instituting the right means, and we can project or we can show them some small clips or documentary movies where there's a lot going about healthy food and some tips. And also, do you believe in Cheryl? Giving rewards to the children if they are doing well in their life. The reward system psychologically does work for many people, even in the
Yes, but
old
I
age.
don't believe in it being bad food.
Yes,
Take them on a treasure hunt outside in nature.
yes,
Do things with them that enroll them in the world. It doesn't have to be a reward that's some sugary, sweet, icky thing that's going
yes,
to slow down their
very
brain and
right.
make them sick.
Yes, yes,
There are lots of ways to reward your children that have nothing to do with that. And some of it is take them to the farm with you. Have them pick strawberries and eat them right from the farm. Nothing tastes better than real fruit that's just picked. There's lots
so
of
right,
ways to enroll your child in healthy habits that are a reward without giving them all the chemical
so
crap
right.
that their body can't use.
So right, you are in stating whatever you've stated. Garvis Sachdeva said, yes, if we decide to stay away from unhealthy food, there is nothing that compels us to eat unhealthy stuff. Whereas Geeta Sharma also states one reason is nuclear families where busy parents don't have time to cook. They do often have their children eating junk food and everything. Yes, you do have that. But I think even in nuclear families, if parents do want to make their children have a healthy lifestyle, my dear viewers, they still have their breakfast cooked, meals cooked, and they pack their tiffins of the
And it
children.
doesn't have to take that much time. When I get home from
Exactly.
the farmer's market, which is where I prefer to shop, I clean all the vegetables and put them at eye level in my refrigerator. If my grandchildren open up the refrigerator, they're going to see the rainbow because that's what's there. And I have already made healthy dips, healthy
Yes,
bean dips, things that they can dip all those vegetables in. So they know that they're not going to go looking for some icky cookie or icky candy. They're going to be
yes,
pulling right from all the colors that are right there ready for them to grab. How long does it take to chop up a vegetable, throw it in the oven, roast it, and eat it? With a little bit of ghee, which is what I use because I'm dairy sensitive. I love ghee.
yes.
And
I
then with
also
some
love ghee.
seasoning. With
Yes,
seasoning. Ghee tastes
it is
fantastic. Kids will love
true.
it. So it
Yes,
doesn't have to, you don't have to be, one of our most famous cooks was a woman named Julia Child. She made very complicated recipes. You don't have to be Julia Child. You just
exactly.
have to make real food. That's it.
Yes. That's it. And it has to be with your unconditional love. Some people I see cooking with a very unhealthy mindset, where they are stressed and, thinking about something and they're cooking. So I believe those energies go into the food. So when you are cooking in a positive way and you are optimistic about whichever you're making, I think life becomes a lot more easier. So instead of complicating our lives, we should actually make it very simple. Whatever we have, we should make the best possible use of the resources available to us, my dear viewers. There's Rehmat who is stating healthy eating is a habit that should be inculcated from childhood, because I've seen my students from 9 to 10 years eating junk food almost daily. It's become more of a fashion and trend these days. Lunch boxes look luxurious and tempting with junk for everyone these days. You're so right. And this is what we are trying to bring a change. Yes.
But
Cheryl
make
is
a
ready.
lunchbox with all the colors,
Yes,
and you will change the way they view that food. And their friends will be wanting to eat some of those beautiful colors and fun things in their lunchbox, not the crud, or what I call the
exactly.
crap, the carbonated,
Exactly.
refined, artificial, processed crap.
Exactly. It is so true. And Garbat has also said, yes, we got the habit of eating what we have given from our childhood. And yes, if we have habit of eating good and healthy food, there is no space for junk. So right you are. Srishti also states, yes, ma'am, my father always says to cook with positive thoughts. There's so many
Yes.
people who have joined us, and we are so happy that you all are listening to this conversation, because it is about a healthy living. And you know, there is a free gift for everybody, a chapter from her book, It Feels Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again. You can just see on the screens, it's flashing there. You can just go there and see whatever is in store for you. It will be something magical for your new year. And also, you can sign your toxic load is building. You can just, use this site and also come to know about the toxic load in your body. This is really important, my dear viewers, because this conversation usually does not happen on every show. It is, I am bringing such a conversation where there are facts of life, and she has an autoimmune disease from where she has recovered, and now she has no pain. She's glowing and radiant as ever before. At the age of 73, she has so many tags to her, so many achievements, international best-selling author, and what else do we need? We are having a live example in front of us, and this is the best we can
And
ever
I
have.
want to keep my brain. So it's important because the way I eat should keep my cognizance all the rest of my days. I don't want to lose my brain. So it's
Exactly.
important to be eating for your future as well as for your body today.
So tell us something about Voice America. So you have a podcast. So what kind of topics do you air apart from the topics on children and eating healthy? Do you believe that women are born empowered, or there's a term called women empowerment? Do you believe that you are totally empowered when you educate yourself and speak for your rights? I would love to know, and our
Yes,
viewers
I
would like
don't
to know.
talk about that on my podcast. My podcast is all about health. But I am a
Wonderful.
huge believer in women's rights and women's empowerment. And I used to, when I was in all my days in business and I started in retail, I used to look at power as a ball. I had the
Yes,
choice of either holding it close to me or giving it away. When I gave it away, nobody was happy. When I held it close to me and I controlled my own life and my own future, I was healthy and everybody around me ended up falling into place and being healthy too. So never give your ball away. You have the
yes,
power over your
yes.
own life, your own thoughts, your own body, your own future, your own business. I was afraid to go out on my own. When I finally did, I always had partners, but I always did all the work. When I finally went out on my own, I was happy as I could be, and I got to make all my own choices. And that's when I was the most successful, because I got to make the jewelry that I wanted to make. And so don't be afraid to believe in yourself, and fear does nothing for you. So kick it out the door while you're kicking out the bad food.
Yes.
You can own your life and you can be anything you want to be. So just go out there and do it.
That's so fantastic. And you have been named one of the influential leaders for 2020. And it's so fantastic to be, achieving these kind of awards and achievements. So how do you feel after, you get so much of recognition? Do you stay grounded, and do you believe that once you are reaching the top, you still should be grounded and keep working for
Oh,
people,
absolutely.
inspiring
I
people?
actually am always sort of surprised when I win an award or something happens where I get recognized. I even sometimes wonder, are people really listening to me? But it ends up, I'm running second on my channel on my podcast. I just
Fantastic.
trickled it out on an RSS feed to all the other podcast forums, and I just heard from Apple that I'm in the top 100 podcasts in 8 countries. People are
Fantastic.
listening to me talk about health.
Awesome.
It's
or
not about me getting recognition. It's about me changing people's lives. This is
and
now my
that's
mission.
that's
So,
a great mission. That's a great mission because even I am doing the same through this show, and I pledge to unleash the force of the mindset. So that's why I named it Deep Talks, to make one feel brighter and best, and conquering the fear where I feel people hesitate to ask for help. It's the first right of a human to ask for help. If you're needing help, people should ask for assistance, and you should also keep a watch on what is making you feel irritated, why are you getting anxious, and what boils your blood, so that you don't have to often go to doctors but have to actually make a work plan for your own health care. So if it starts from your own home every day, it will make you help yourself grow into a more progressive, positive, and optimistic soul. And that's how I believe that naturopathy, going in the environment, going to parks, meditating, writing your journals, reading good thoughts will always bring a change in your life, my dear viewers. Cheryl and I do believe in the same. And there is one more beautiful guest who have joined us, Devesh Negi. A very good evening. He says, good food choices are real investment. Health is real wealth. That's so rightly stated
and
by
let me
you.
tell you, without health, you have nothing. I've been
Yes,
writing articles to business people because what good did it do that I built this great business? Because when I lost my health, my body went bankrupt and my business could have gone bankrupt with it. You
for
have
sure.
to have health or nothing else matters.
That is so right. So we would love to know that when you were in the jewelry business, what made you take a turnover to this? Was it that autoimmune disease, or was it something that provoked you to, get into a new mission? And that is something that is gaining an insight into unfolding the abilities for making use of them in a positive way, because that is the quote for our show today. So it is something that is so profound and it's impacting a lot many people because of you, because you don't fear to share your journey of life and your autoimmune disease, your experiences with everybody. Usually people laugh that somebody is having a disease, somebody worked and changed, probably she's just saying like that now. But I do believe if there are so many fans and followers of yours, I'm sure it is gaining a mass recognition of what you are trying to say to people and what are they following. And then obviously those reviews and everything that come are very helpful in stating that whatever you have done to your own self is building a hope for somebody else.
Yeah.
So I am
Well, one of the joys of getting old is you have all this knowledge that you have accumulated about life. And
yes,
so it's a real joy for me to be able to express all of this and maybe impact somebody else's life so that
yes,
they may not go through a situation exactly the way I did. I sold my jewelry business. This is where my heart is. This is where my passion is. So
fantastic. So we would love to know, Cheryl. Cheryl likes what, and what are her dislikes? I mean, as an individual, we would love to know that what does Cheryl like in her life? Like, obviously, adventure is one thing that you have stated that you love traveling, and I'm sure that you were traveling and you took out your time and you're going to meet your family, as you stated that after Christmas or during Christmas in the new year you will be with your family.
well,
So that's where
nothing
we're
about
going
my
with you.
life is the same as when I got sick. I was in a relationship. He woke up one morning and said he didn't like it that I was sick. So obviously he didn't stay. But I went online and asked for somebody to come into my life that wanted to go on a get well journey with me. And I married him 6 years ago. So I have this wonderful man who loves to cook, who wants to be healthy, who shares my life. He produces my podcasts. He edits my books. We had two houses in Los Angeles. We sold one, and I am currently at my second home in Sedona, Arizona, which is one of the world's most beautiful places. I look out my office window at beautiful red mountains of red rocks.
Beautiful.
So I spend half my life here and the other half I'm in Los Angeles. I have
That's
two
fantastic.
beautiful areas where I live. We've been to Europe twice since we've been married, which we love. And if COVID ever goes away, we'll probably travel somewhere else. But I love talking to people and talking to them about their food and
Yes.
exploring their habits and their lives and their life and sharing our lives with them.
That's
So
fantastic, incredible, and it's phenomenal to be having some spectacular view out of your window. You are here sometimes, you're there sometimes, and it is just a way of life, and you are happy and contented with what you're doing. That makes for the foundation of genuine happiness. It
It
is so
does. I am
fantastic.
genuinely happier than maybe I've ever been in my life.
Yes,
So,
exactly. It shows. And there are so many viewers who have joined us. Lakshmi Venka, she says, wonderful to know that you got such a nice person as a life partner. She is paying a compliment to you. And so
thank
do
you.
we feel that I feel that, she is lucky and he is lucky to have her, because this is what everybody should, feel grateful towards each other in a relationship. We should appreciate each other, whatever the person is doing, and have role reversal so that people realize that we should not take each other for granted. That's what
No.
I always teaching. Yes, never take anybody for granted. And there is Ritesh Rawat who has
And
joined
I
us and
believe
says,
in gratitude. Write down gratitude, and gratitude should be an action verb. It doesn't do
wonderful.
you any good to be grateful to not tell everybody in your life how grateful you are for them. They need to
Exactly.
hear that from you. And it brings you pleasure and keeps you balanced and lets stress go, because you're constantly telling the people who are important to you that they are important to you. And if COVID has done anything, it's made us appreciate the people in our lives. I lost a very dear friend about a month ago to
Very
COVID.
sad. Yes, the pandemic is also teaching us the value of human lives. As we stated in the previous episode, we are again stating, my dear viewers, stay safe. Omicron is there, a new variant is there. We need you all to be in pink of health. And that's the reason why I wanted this as a gift from Cheryl today. And she is offering a chapter from her book, Feel So Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again. Please do see her website, because I've been flashing this on the screen. Sunil Kaushal has stated, God bless your togetherness with your wonderful partner who helps you follow your passion. It's
Yeah.
very, very right, because there are very few people who allow the other partner to follow their passion. So it ignites a lot more goodness in the person and raises the oxytocin levels in the body for doing more good for people. And I do believe in it, that if you have good environment around you, good people around you, it definitely helps you build a better tomorrow.
Well, and
Because
he helped me write my two books. He edited them all. He's now starting his own book. And I will
that's
do the same for him. I will edit it for him. And we opened up our own publishing company only
oh,
for our
fantastic.
books, because we want to be able to control our own fate and take care of our own things.
Yes,
So
it's
don't be afraid
amazing.
to do whatever your passion is. Just go follow it. You can do more than you give yourself credit for.
Yes.
So go do it.
Yes, that's fantastic. What she has stated is go do it. Do not sit, do not waste your time, my dear viewers. It's fantastic. I have never seen so many viewers tonight joining us, because I feel that I'm honored that everybody is wanting to listen to this conversation, wherein it sparks a lot of wisdom in your inner conscience, that you have to take care of yourself. And this new year, people are giving gifts. I would love to state, give a gift to yourself. Try seeing where you are faltering in your health care. Try to take out some time and not overload yourself with toxins, as rightly stated by Cheryl. Also, connect to her, because she would be a better guide to let you know how you can manage your life in a proper manner. And if you have any issue, you can always connect to me. And you know me, I'll be hosting the shows with many more guests, but I'm always there for everybody, because we are together on this mission. Where love takes a seat, confidence gets a high, sky becomes a mission, flight deals with thoughts converted into actions. My dear viewers, remember, initiation is yours. We can always take a horse to the well, but we cannot force it to drink. So it has to come from within, that you have to think about your health, your life. And I'm sure,
And don't feel bad about what you didn't know. Start taking baby steps now, because where
exactly.
you are from 5 years from now will be totally different if you take baby steps each day.
It's so fantastic what she said, that initial steps, even if they're baby steps, will produce greater results. So do not die down with the thought that, oh my God, when are we going to lose that much of kgs? You have some people start and say, we have to reduce 10 kgs, but they have to start. So start today. Then you will see whether you've lost 10 or 5. Even if you lose one, it's fantastic, because it is actually you're working on it. So working and trying is a better way of living life than not trying at all and not asking for help,
And you
because this
have
is,
to break the addiction or you won't win. We have two
yes,
little hormones I didn't even know about called Gurleen and leptin. They're in the back
yes,
of your head. They tell you when you're full. If you're addicted to all that processed food, those hormones don't work. So I'd eat a huge meal and then be looking for more to eat. You break the addiction, those hormones come back, and a little flag goes up and says, "Stop eating, for God's sake, you're
stop
full."
eating. Yes,
And
yes,
so
that's so
then
right.
you win. Then you can win. You got to break the addiction first.
That's fantastic, and this conversation is going to go long and long. But we have a deep tip: bring a change by beginning to write your life story in your own style, my dear viewers. Who knows, your story becomes the most reckoning story in the mindset of people, changing their lifestyle, like Cheryl has done by letting people know how to have a healthy lifestyle, have a great eating habits developed into your system so that you can eliminate the toxins. It's very important, my dear viewers. This show actually brought a lot of enlightening experiences. And Lakshmi says lots of love, Cheryl, to you.
Thank you.
And that's wonderful. I can see people loving you. I can see people listening to you of all age groups. And also, I would love to say thanks for sharing your thoughts, comments, love, and liking our conversations. I'm always here to instill confidence, to communicate, and break barriers for free talk. Because I believe that when you actually initiate a hello to somebody, a reciprocal response will definitely come. I always believe in befriending the strangers because we should not instill fear that somebody could be wrong, somebody could be right. In a relationship, nobody is right or wrong. We need to work on ourselves first, then to change the world. We need to not criticize. We need to just shower blessings. We need to throw love, which is unconditional, and that's the reason why I, as a psychologist, have brought this program not to make you feel hopeless, but to bring a ray of hope that we are there for you. We
Right.
bring people on the show so that people can relate to all the experiences which people are having in their life. And we don't talk about achievements. We don't want to boast about it. We want to talk about the challenges they face and how they endured it by sharing their tips and love on this show. And I'm so happy. I would love to have your last message for the viewers, the audience who's going to be watching you, the ones who are watching, and the ones who are going to be watching you later, so that they can help connect to you, also make a way for better living.
I do my podcast where I talk to other people because I wanted people to know that just because I did it doesn't mean you can't too. I wanted to talk to lots of people who have done what I've done because you can take back your power. You can change your health. It's a decision. And it's a decision with everything you do from today going forward. So don't let anything stop you. Go listen to some of my podcasts because they'll inspire you that you can do just what I did. And believe it or not, your genetic code and your genetics is not what disease you're going to get. What your environment is what disease you're going to get. If you have bad habits, you will create bad
Yes,
habits, and illness. If you have good habits, you never have to turn that code on at all. Your genetics are only a light switch that you have the possibility of turning on or leaving off. So go change and adopt healthy habits. It'll make a huge difference to your life and the life of your family.
thanks a lot. That's amazing, amazing message to all the viewers. Garvit Sachdeva has commented and complimented you that you have a great energy, Cheryl. So people are loving and liking you, and it's amazing to see so much of love pouring onto you. Lakshmi Venkat has said, share the link, please. Well, I think I have shared many a times, but because you have stated, I would love to share the link, the email ID of hers is cherylmhealthmuse at gmail.com. Her link and website is cherylmhealthmuse.com, heavenlytreepress.com. So, my viewers, here is the link, and there is the free gift, a chapter from her book, It Feels Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again. This is the link, my dears, flashing on the screen if you can see. Signs your toxic load is building. I'm flashing it on the screen. You can
There are
see.
signs I missed when I was on my way of getting sick.
Yes, and this is something that's so important. There's so many comments here. Srishti has joined us and she says, amazingly put. This conversation has been so bright and enlightening for people. This was something that I wanted to present on Deep Talks. an amazing soul, and also you would gain an insight into unfolding your own abilities. You need to know that in life you don't have to lose hope, as Cheryl stated, that you can start from the moment you think it is there. It is there within you to do it. So, my dear viewers, this is something we are bringing for the countdown 2022, and we want everybody to celebrate this Christmas in a very beautiful manner where you eat healthy and enjoy great food with your near dear ones, as Cheryl is going to do the same. And I'm going to celebrate my birthday by developing a great,
Happy
healthy.
birthday.
Thanks a lot, Cheryl. The new year will bring in a lot many wishes, and people like you will keep coming on our show. And also, I'm sure that people like Sunil Kaushal will say a very pertinent session in today's scenario. Thanks a lot, ma'am. It was indeed a pleasure because upcoming guest is Sunil Kaushal, and her son is a famous lyricist in Bollywood. So all the great wishes to you, ma'am, and your family for the Christmas. I'm sure the new year is going to bring a lot of love, a lot of healthy habits for people, and they will reduce their pains like Cheryl has done in her life and achieved a lot of radiance on her face. You can see her beaming with glory. I can actually see an enlightening vision that I've never felt before on any show. I'm so happy to have you, Cheryl. Thanks a lot
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Thank you for having me. I've loved being here.
Taking your time out of traveling because you were traveling, and I know it takes a lot from traveling, flight delays and jet lag and everything, but you still took out your time to be on this show. And I'm apologetic for the delay of 5 minutes, but my
Not
dear
a
viewers,
problem.
this is something that was fantastic, and I really love this conversation. Keep signing in to Hello Conversations Facebook page and keep sharing this video with many more, because this is not going to end here. It's just another beginning, and you can make a change in your lifestyle by starting from today, tonight, whatever you feel. Just keep moving. And thanks a lot, viewers, for sharing your love. Keep them on, because this is going to make us even more brighter. Thanks a lot, Cheryl, for joining me. It was
Thank you
wonderful.
so much for having me. It was great to be here.
So much. Thank you so much.